Good morning, Pisces. I'm going to pull an oracle card for you this morning. I haven't been here in a while because I've been on my journey of self-discovery. I have another channel here on YouTube called Empower Her After 40. It was originally called something else, but I switched it to Empower Her Over 40, After 40, Empower Her After 40 about a year ago. And as I was monetized in December of last year, finally on YouTube. And I work full time, so my whole focus is not creating content. I try to come with as authentic a content as possible on YouTube, but you know, YouTube also has an algorithm, and I'm kind of figuring that out. It's taken me a while. It took me 3 years to get monetized on that channel, and then, you know, within the last year, you know, just kind of figuring out like what my real niche is going to be on YouTube, and what is it that I want to talk about. And sometimes I just have things that are, you know, I'm seeing happening out in this world that I just want to get on here and just like spill my guts. But what I did is I went over to Instagram last year, a year and a half ago, and I created I switched my personal account to a business account because I thought, hey, if I can get monetized on YouTube, I can go over to Instagram and get monetized. I can post some content there, even if it's a little bit shorter content. You know, I can do kind of like a 2-for-1 and post content there. But I'm just realizing, I watched a young lady, her name is Dodash, on YouTube here, and she was talking about how she's not posting on Instagram anymore just because it just seems kind of less authentic on Instagram, and it doesn't seem like Instagram is for the chosen ones. And maybe it's not, maybe it is, I don't know. I just know that I'm not having any luck growing my community on Instagram. Like, you post real things, and unless it's something like newsworthy, you don't get like likes. And you know, my life, I don't know, it's worthy of sharing, but it's maybe not newsworthy, right? Things that I've gone through that I can share with other people, my thoughts, my experiences that can help other women like myself. And so right now on my Empower Her After 40 channel, I am basically focusing on self-discovery, and I'm trying to focus on self-discovery and identity after 40, which, you know, if you're a Pisces like me, if you're here, we struggle with that, right? Because we're people. We start off in our lives, a lot of us, as people pleasers because we feel everyone's emotions, and so we cling to those emotions and we try to make people feel better. And then we realize one day that we're drained. We get up, we're drained. We've taken care of everyone. That energy is not being reciprocated the way we would like it to. Either that, or you know, we're the black sheep, and things have happened in our lives, and we can't figure out why those things have happened. And what I've noticed over the past year for me is that a lot of things, I've had to take accountability for a lot of things that have happened in my life, Pisces. I've had to take accountability, and for oversharing, for overgiving, and it's not that, you know, I am still who I am. I can still feel people's emotions, but learning to discern which one of those emotions, I would get like so caught up in other people's emotions that I would feel it so much that I would feel like it's mine. And then I couldn't I couldn't separate it because I felt so much what the other person was feeling that I just felt like I was like, it's my calling. I have to help. I have to help them. And then when you have people that don't want to help, or they just suck your energy dry and they keep on doing the same thing, right? And they're doing the same things over and over again, and they're not really listening to you. They're just draining your energy whenever they need it. And you find that you haven't been focusing on yourself. You haven't been focusing on you don't know where your emotions end and their emotions start. And so it takes time to figure that out, especially when you're an empath. It takes time to, it takes that pulling back, going through that period of self-discovery, I guess what we call an awakening, and figuring out like what it is that what signs are, what's happening to us, right? Because sometimes it can feel lonely. Like it takes us time to get to the point where we are okay being lonely. They say that the hangman is Pisces, right? Represents Pisces in the tarot deck. And it's almost like it takes a while to get to the point where you like that hangman position. That hangman position is kind of your power, but then you have to figure out how do you navigate the hangman position and then navigate the world, because you can't stay in hangman forever, right? You have to interact with the world to get things done, to pursue your passions, to accomplish your goals. And so, but you do get to the point where you're like, oh, all these people didn't want to be around me. That's fine. I'm glad. This gives me time to sit with my energy. And when you start to sit with your own energy and figure out that some of these things that are happening to you are actually your power, right? These swords, like, I try not to watch so many anymore, just because I do like to sit with my own thoughts. And I watch a few readers, and a lot of times for Pisces, there's Pisces is always having like 10 swords in their back, or 9. People are backstabbing us. There's third-party situations that we're involved in, and it seems like, I don't watch a lot of other signs, but it seems like that happens a lot for us Pisces. And we're always being told that we're the that High Priestess card is always coming out for us. That, the Sun, the Ten of Pentacles. It's like it's faded for us, but how do we navigate our High Priestessness? How do we navigate our intuition to get to that Ten of Pentacles? Because and how do we navigate the Hangman? How do we navigate the Magician that we are? Because the Magician also represents Pisces in the tarot deck. I think I'm going to do a video on those cards that just the cards that represent Pisces, because I think that this is where our power is. Our power is in understanding how those cards represent us, and how it's not the cards represent us, our emotions, our potential for earthly success, our lack of being able to speak our mind, or our ability to speak our mind, finding our voice, finding that coming out from underwater, coming out from under all the emotion that is Pisces, and finding your air, finding those swords so that you can hold up your sword and put up some boundaries, right? Like that's what this life is all, that's what our life is about. Those are the lessons for Pisces, because we are deeply emotional people. Like I said, we're so emotional that we're all up in other people's feelings, and we allow people all up into our energy to the point where we don't know where we start and they end, and or where we end and they start. And so this is so important, and I think that's why my Empower Her After 40 channel doesn't do well on Instagram. I mean, Instagram is looking for people to do makeup tutorials, show you how they get dressed. And, you know, although Pisces, we thrive on different looks, we are okay. Once you become comfortable in your own skin, you are okay just being you. And as you step into your power, more into your power, you start to embrace your beauty the way it is. And well, Pisces likes to dress up, but Pisces also likes to dress down. We like to just be ourselves. We love to just be as authentic as possible, and that makes us a little quirky. That makes us a little, you know, sometimes other people don't understand how we do it. How do we still get people to like us, and we're not doing the most? We're not doing the most with the makeup. We're not doing the most with the getting dressed. We're not doing the most with the showing off. And actually, most Pisces, unless you haven't done the work yet, you know, and you're trying to keep up with others, then maybe you're doing some showing off. But usually you'll find that way of being is not authentic to you, so it's not something that you'll be able to sustain. And if you do, you're going to learn some lessons. You're going to learn some of the lessons that other people learn about being very materialistic. And, you know, those lessons will probably, because we're highly spiritual, and well, everybody's a spiritual being, but because we're highly spiritual, it's likely that we will, those lessons hit us hard, right? And you can't really keep up because your spirit won't let you keep up. You know, that spirit of competition that other people have with us, when you try to jump into that competition with them, it's a lose-lose. When when you win is when you stop competing. And you just go, no, like, this is me. And that's, I don't know what you're doing over there, but this is me, and this is not a competition. And once you step into that power of knowing you and knowing who you are, and setting that boundary that you're not gonna compete, like, I'm not here to compete with you, and it's like silently, you know, Pisces can get, because I think it's because we get good at, eventually get good at sitting in our own energy, so we can discern energies around us, that we get good at just not caring eventually what other people think. Once you balance your energy. Anyway, I'm talking a lot. I'm going to pull an oracle card for you. I don't know if anything that I said so far makes sense. I feel like I'm starting to ramble, but I felt like I had that message to put out there because, you know, I'm going to be focusing more on my YouTube channels, just because I think this is where my tribe is. This is where I can find the people that I resonate with. And this is where I do find people that I resonate with. When I go through, you know, we get a lot of things pop up on your feed, and, you know, not everything is for you. Sometimes you pop into someone's YouTube and you're just like, yeah, that doesn't resonate, but maybe you needed to pop in because there's a lesson there, right? But that person might not be for you. But also, we find many people that we resonate through without our journey, and I love that about YouTube. I love it that, you know, there are other content creators here that as we go along on our journey and we progress, that we can move along with them. Like some of them you'll stick with for a while. Some of them you'll find after a while that you've moved on and you don't resonate anymore with them, right? And it might, and it's really crazy because it might be for a while that you don't resonate with them, and then you'll come back later and maybe you'll resonate again. And but at least we can find communities here on YouTube, even though it's hard out in these streets. It's not, you know, the algorithm and this and the that, you know, like trying to make a living on YouTube can be difficult. But I wonder if sometimes if we're not the ones overcomplicating the whole situation. If we're not, you know, we're trying to come on here, be fancy, do all the fancy stuff, right? That the kids are doing, that the younger generation is doing, the making the YouTube videos and you know, the content creation. And yes, we have to, obviously I want to bring you valuable content when I come here. But in order to bring you valuable content, I have to first see the value in myself, right? So if I don't see the value in myself and I don't see the value that I bring to the table, how can you see the value in me? Right? It's when you start to see the value in yourself that you can find the people that start to resonate, because you know where the value is, and then they can see that you know where the value is, and you're not just bringing, you know, coming in to the table and, you know, reading from a script, you know. And sometimes, yes, I do use scripts to help me gather my thoughts, because as a Pisces I can talk a lot, as you can see already. But also that talking a lot, and that's the authentic side of me that might be for somebody, right? The fact that I talk a lot. The fact that I talk a lot and share my experiences. I'm not just like reading from a book and telling you, you know, here's how to make a cup of coffee. Put 2 cups of you know, two spoons of coffee, a teaspoon of sugar, and a pinch of vanilla, and you know, you have a vanilla and a 2 tablespoons of whatever milk that you like, and you know, make yourself a vanilla coffee latte. So let's see what card I have for you today. You know, I don't know how my new strategy will go here on YouTube, but I wanted to make sure that I come here and at least post maybe one or 2 videos a week, because the ability to come and to just talk is greatly needed for me, and hopefully greatly appreciated by you. So the card, as I said that, the card that fell out is Freedom Through Faith. So the card says, I calm my thoughts and rise above fear. I free myself from all doubt by entrusting my doubts to God. I have faith in God's perfect timing and placement. I trust His will and find freedom. You know, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And that's exactly what I hope for you. You know, just trusting in the process, just listening to my intuition is telling me, like, yeah, you know, stop posting on Instagram for now. You know, if I grow a nice following, of people and grow a nice community here, maybe I'll go back to Instagram, you know, and take some of you guys there and figure out what type of content or how I want to format that content over there. But you know, there's freedom. There's freedom in faith when you trust that the path, whatever it is that you're doing or you're being guided to do, is what you need to be doing, even when it doesn't seem like it's working, even when it doesn't seem like it's like you're getting anywhere. Maybe it feels like you're spinning your wheels, but when you free yourself from the doubt and you know that you're listening to your intuition, you know that you're listening to your higher self, that you're communing with your spirit guides, and this is what you're being guided to do. You may not know why, and you just sit in the authenticity that is you. You find freedom, because you're no longer tied to some outside force that's telling you, oh, you need to do things this way, you need to do things that way. And yes, as far as being here on YouTube, there is there's a way. There's certain things that the algorithm likes. So I'm not saying that, I don't have to go and look and see what is it that they like. How do they like my titles? Do my titles need to be super fancy? I see people that don't have fancy thumbnails that are getting thousands and thousands of views, right? Like, so spending time on a thumbnail, like, why are they getting views? And I'm glad for them, but why are they getting views, right? So it's not the fancy thumbnails that's getting the views, or is it? Because when people look and they see like just a face and they're like, oh, that person looks authentic. When they see like a title that just kind of draws them in and it's not clickbait, when they click on it, they're actually getting value for the day. They're getting encouragement. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do. I want to pull one more for you guys. One more for you guys. Freedom through faith. I really like that. And I resonate with that myself. I don't have my tarot cards out here this morning. My goal was just to do harmony is the next one. Harmony. So this card says, I open myself to the divine being within me. I am the image of God. Thus, I have the power to bring light into my life. I like it. I turn any darkness in me into something beautiful. Yes, transmuting. Pisces are amazing at transmuting. Once you realize, that's your magician. That's the magician in you. You can take that need to how do I want to say that? What example am I looking for? What am I thinking of? So you can take the jealousy that you might have for someone else, because all of us have that a little bit within us. Like, we hopefully don't live by that. But when you can take that jealousy and not be jealous of the next person and just look and see, what is it about that person that's making you feel jealous? Maybe there's something that person has that you want. And then instead of being jealous, you transmute that energy by figuring out what it is that, is that something that you really want? And if it's something that you really want, what do you need to do to get it? Instead of being jealous, right? So you transmute that energy. I love that. In the absence of resentment, anger, or doubt, I find harmony. Exactly. So I don't need to be mad that Instagram isn't working. I just find harmony and peace in knowing that I'm going to leave that alone. That's not for me. It's not working, right? It's really not working. And it's not working for now. It might work later, but it's not working for now. But YouTube is working for now. So let me stick and let me follow that path that is working, because you know, many times when we're on our path, Pisces, we see all the flashy things, right? All the flashy things going on around us. I'm on YouTube, but there's the Instagram, there's the TikTok, there's some other platform, right? That, oh wow, that person's doing well over there. Maybe I need to go sign up. So then your energy becomes scattered. You become a scatterbrain. And then there's no focus. But when you can allow yourself to be in harmony with what you really need to be doing. Let me tell you a little story about harmony and how, and I know I'm talking a lot, but I really feel called to tell this story, because this is something that bothered me, and something that something that happened to me that I would have probably in the past, without being balanced at this point, would have gone ahead and said, yeah, let's give that another try. You know, we talk about not going and repeating cycles, right? Like that's huge for Pisces, because we always want to see the good in other people. We want to see the best in others. And so we end up sometimes repeating cycles until we start seeing the best in ourselves and realizing that we need to start trusting our intuition. And just because we're trusting our intuition doesn't make us bad, doesn't make us less empathetic, doesn't make us less of a healer. So I had hired someone to help me on my channel, and they were supposed to help me grow my channel, right? So I hired them to help me with my content creation, help me edit videos and things like that. So I hired them from overseas, and very nice people. And I think I did it for 3 months, because of course, after the first month, it didn't seem like it was working. But of course, they convinced me that, hey, it takes a little while to start seeing results. And I thought, you know, that's fair, right? That's us, right? That's Pisces, always being fair. So I thought, that's fair. I'm just gonna give them some time. Then it ended up not working out. My channel didn't grow any. I'm like, I don't understand. We're posting this content. You guys said that you can help me grow. And I went back to the owner and I said, hey, this is not working out. And I'm not going to keep paying for this service when I'm not getting the end result that I was looking for. And, you know, each time I had done this previously, but they convinced me to stay and hold on. I had done this a couple times previously, and I stayed. But you know what I noticed? I noticed that each time I stayed, the situation got worse. So not only were they not doing what they were supposed to be doing, but now they copped an attitude. they had an attitude that when I went to them, they had an attitude that, well, are you saying that we don't work well? That we, like they took offense. They were taking offense. And so each time I went through the cycle with them, I went through the first cycle, they said, no, okay, we'll do better. We're going to do better. Second cycle, they changed. They kept jumping me around and jumping people in and out of my team to help me. And I could see, like, they really had no idea what they were doing. As far as growing a channel, anyway. Like, they did have some skills, but the skill that I was looking for is not the skill that I was getting. And I could see that from the beginning. But I said, hey, maybe we're on a learning curve. They're on a learning curve with me. We're going to go with it. And by the end, I actually had one of them say to me, well, you know what? If you don't think I'm doing my job, then, I'm just going to leave. And I thought, like, really? Like, I'm paying and you are now copying an attitude with me. I don't understand. So then I just, I let it go. And then recently I got a call. I let it go, moved on, right? I have moved on. And actually, I found different ways for less money, and my channel is growing. I got a little help with SEO and things like that, which I don't have time to do because I work a full-time job. SEO optimization. And if you guys know anything about that, drop me a comment. I would love to know, because I'm trying to learn for myself and I don't quite get it and quite get how I can optimize my videos to have a larger reach. But anyway, I digress. So then I get a text message from the owner a couple days ago, and he says, hey, are you still looking for someone to help you with your channel? I can do it for you for cheaper. And I can do it for you for cheaper. And this time it will be me. Meanwhile, I had been going to this owner the whole time. I was paying them more and complaining that I wasn't getting the end result that I wanted. And not once did he say to me, hey, Natalie, let me jump in, let me help, let me do a little bit more coaching with this team and show them how it's done. No. But now you're not bringing me the team. You're saying, hey, you're going to pay me separately, not as part of the business. I will do this for less for you. And you know what? I really need work right now. And I need work right now. I need to feed my family. Breaks my heart. You need to feed your family. But the thing is, why would I go into another cycle with the same person? You didn't offer me this in the past when I was paying you more, right? You were getting more from me every month, throwing people at me who had no idea what they're doing, and not once did you say, hey, let me jump in and help because I know that you're paying me. But now Houston, we have a problem. I need your money. You know what? Can you pay me and I'll do the work? So that's saying to me that when you were getting more, you could have just helped me and done the work from the beginning. And why should I repeat that cycle with you now? Because what my thought is, and I don't like to think this way, but if I have empathy for you and your situation with your family, did you have empathy for me and the money that I was spending? Because I have a family too. That money that I was spending to do this came from somewhere. I took it from somewhere. And you know, and just making a decision, it's like a head over emotion decision, not to repeat that cycle and to say, hey, thanks for reaching out, and not being mean either, right? Like, so that's really important. As we're deciding not to repeat a cycle, we don't have to be a-holes to anyone. You know, I was just like, no, I think we're done. Like, I don't have, right now I don't need anything, but if for some reason, like, I decide that I need someone, I will keep you in mind. And I just moved on. I just moved on. So, you know, being in harmony with yourself is really important, so that other people cannot convince you to repeat a cycle with them, because people will tug at your ocean of emotion. Pisces, they will tug at that ocean of emotion to get you to manipulate you. They can see us from a mile away, but what they don't know is that when Pisces says they're done, they're done. And the beauty of stepping into harmony with yourself is that as you become proficient and as you become the true magician in your life and are able to transmute energy, you become you are able to do this a lot quicker. You're not going through 2 or 3 cycles like I did. And believe it or not, I spent 3 months with them. I had just learning the lessons that I have. I had already had the discussion with them sooner than I would have. The old me would have waited 6 months. Oh, I would have paid 6 months and then been like, oh, I don't know how to tell them. That's so terrible. They have families. I don't want to let them go. But how about me? I have a friend. You know, like, we have to be fair to ourselves. And so that's what harmony and this freedom through faith gives us. It gives us that ability to know that we need to take care of self first. And at the bottom of the deck, I just want to look at the bottom. I want to pull one more for you. The divine fruit. So it says, as I work to improve and free myself, again, freeing yourself, freedom through faith. I strengthen my foundation. My intellect is light. My heart is warmth and my soul is strength. I am nurtured by the divine sun. The fruit I bear reflects my inner life. Yeah, you are, you are the sun. You know, that's saying that there's a star within you to be born when you can nurture that inner light, your intellect, your heart. It's all about balancing out that warmth, balancing out the intellect, balancing out the light, and using all three, your heart, your light, and your intellect, to maneuver this life. When you do that, Pisces, and you step into your faith, and you just have faith in yourself that what you're doing is working out for your own good, you're unstoppable. You are unstoppable. All right, Pisces. Well, thank you for joining me for this oracle reading today. And, I hope you found this helpful. I know I ramble. I'm trying to find I'm finding the best format for my content, and I just think the best format is just being me. So I love you. Until next time, you stay beautiful, you stay inspired, you stay empowered, and you stay sexy so you can keep taking care of yourself and those around you. Peace and love.